Omega Supreme, it's good to see you again.
It's been too long, my friends. What brings you here?
Maintenance, the foundation of the...
Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the Magic Square MS-B41A and B42A, and it is their take on this Devastator. This is the metallic version of the Scavenger and Bonecrusher. And so we're going to take a look at this. We're going to look at it in bot mode, alt mode, combined mode, and moving in the direction of combining them. This is the second set of 3. So we're going to take a look at this. I did get this at Shozy. I'll have a link down below where you can get yours. And I believe the first set's still available. And then the third one is on pre-order. Should be coming soon. Let's take a look at Magic Square's Bonecrusher and Scavenger. Coming up. Here's the box. It's way bigger than I thought it'd be. Way bigger than she thought it'd be too. So here it is on the back. You got some tech specs in there. You got 2 tech specs in one. That's a twofer. And then some animated looking background with the figures in it, which is kind of cool inside. But the reason I'm saying it's so big is because the first one came in a box this size. So that is way bigger just to add in a couple parts. I mean, really, this is the only difference is these parts. But anyway, let's get a look at the figure. Alright, so here they are. So I want to start out by looking at the accessories. So we'll start with the Scavenger. And I think I got the names right on which one's which. And which gun is which. So there's his gun. It's pretty simple. Simple, nothing special, nothing big. And then here we go with the Bonecrusher gun. And so they look okay. Kind of what you'd expect. Nothing really special. Then you've got these 2 pieces here. So these are the arms. You turn in the hands and all that stuff. The forearms and hands. Now, they do have different tips, and let's see if I can get to focus in on there. So, they are keyed, one for each figure. It's not, you can't universally swap them out, which I think is a good thing. It's a good thing they did it like that, but we'll see that when it comes time to put that on there. But yeah, that's pretty much it for accessories, and I'm okay with it. We are just worried about building a Devastator around here, right? We'll start with this one here, which I believe this one is Scavenger. I get kind of mixed up on the individual names of all of the combiners. It does mess me up, but still he looks pretty good overall. He does have a bit of a muted green to it versus kind of what New Age did, and I don't know the difference between the first release of these and this one, if anything's even different at all. They called it metallic. Maybe the silver is more silvery than the first release. I don't see from other people's pictures I just don't see anything different. They look the same. Maybe it's a little more vibrant of a purple. So that might be the only thing, but we will compare kind of the color differences to the New Age coming up. But it does have a nice shiny visor on the head sculpt there, and then silver there, silver here, and then not much else other than paint that's going to come through in the alt mode. Not really much else going on with it. I think it looks okay, though. It's a pretty good looking figure, and definitely compared to the G1 counterparts, it definitely does a pretty good job. This thing here does come separate, so there we go. Now that piece comes separate, and it seems to want to fall off pretty easy. So if you get it in there nice and tight, it's going to hold, but if you bump around with it too much, I'm not exactly sure if that was the best way to do this, but I don't really have a problem with it. But if it was in there on a swivel, I think it would have been just fine. But you pull it off and put it back on and flip it around. That's the way they did it. So anyway, there's not much with him. We'll look at the other one, and they pretty much have the same articulation for the most part. So we'll do articulation on the next one. Here we go with Bonecrusher. And I do want to point out, I think they did almost exactly copy the legs. They did an alternate change up in the waist piece, but I think the legs are almost exactly the same, just different color. So, and I'm okay with that. If that's how it originally came, or if that's just going to work for it, that's fine with me. Try to keep the price down a little bit on this guy. But here we are with the Bonecrusher with the green legs, and so that's kind of how I know the difference in there between all that. And so he does have a pretty nice looking face sculpt. That does actually look pretty good. And then a little bit of red and some purple accents painted in there just to give it something to look sort of interesting and not completely plain and boring. But yeah, I mean, the whole thing just green all over is a little bit boring. It can be a little bit boring. At least he's got purple for the hands. But this guy, since he's so boring, let's go ahead and get into a little bit of articulation. So get the head side to side, up quite a bit, and then down down a bit. I mean, well, who's he looking down at? Bumblebee, maybe. Out to the right, flip all the way around, 360. Bicep swivel. Well, that makes a noise, too. And it almost looks like you could get a little more out of that than you can, but... And then just some swivel on the hands. Not a whole lot you need to do. Waist side, waist swivel. You do have the magic squares. Just, it's a very, very well-known, world-renowned ab crunch. It works for them. You go to all the way out here. You can get a nice kick stand. He'll stand on his own, too, with a kick. So, I mean, things feel tight on this, so that's nice. I don't really feel anything floppy and loose and flimsy with this. Anyway, getting back to this, you can lift up this flap a little bit. You can get to the front, to the back, and you have a ball joint right there for the thigh swivel. And then double jointed knee, so you get everything that you would want. And then a whole lot of craziness going on the foot because of the transformation. Probably just because of the transformation, but, you know, all of the foot angle that you could possibly imagine. All right, here they are next to the G1s, and I don't even know if I've got these transformed right. I just kind of have some junkers laying around. If you collect G1, you probably have some junkers. The good ones are in combined mode, no disassemble, and so that's where we came from, where we are going, how they look. I think that these are taller, bigger, and way better, but these only took like 1 minute each to transform, and these take a little bit longer than a minute. Well, I guess we'll know digitally here in just a minute. And here's the first set of these next to the Mixmaster and all that. I'm not going to be moving these back into bot mode, but just kind of interesting to see that the bots are about the same size as their alt mode, their combined mode. And here's how they scale to the Magic Square Prime with the shiny Prime, and Megs with the flat Megs, and this is New Age's Grimlock, which is huge. Just so abnormal for New Age, but that's how they look. Alright, so transforming this guy here, we're going to start with the legs. So we want to open up this, fold it in, and then we are going to fold this around and fold this down like so, and then we're going to fold this up into here, and so that should slide in like that, and we'll do the same thing on the other side, and then open this up, fold this in, fold this around, fold this down, fold this down, and then go up. Into there. Alright, so just the hinge is just giving me a little more trouble than I would have liked, but whatever. Get that hinge back in there, get that flattened out, and so we've got it sort of something along the lines like this. Then we can move the hips out, fold this up, fold these pieces here in. Oh, come on. Fold in like so. Everything's nice and tight on this, which is a good thing. Okay, so we're going to need to open this panel up right here for the hands to go in. Same thing over here. I guess it helps if you move the elbow just a little bit. Then you're going to flatten all this out on the arms, and then you want the smokestacks forward. These little things here are smokestacks forward, and that's going to help it when it comes into plugging into position. So then we need to open this all up, and then we are going to fold this piece here out, rotate this around. All right, let's get a little bit better angle on this here. So we're going to pull all of this out. One of the things we need to do is we need to kind of push this down, tuck in these little pieces here, and then bring this back up. Then this whole armature here, we have to get this into place. This needs to stay up, and this needs to kind of fold in like that. So and we need everything to be just aligned just right with it. Then this is going to kind of be up a little bit like so, and this is going to come down kind of in this arrangement. Come on, this comes undone. I don't like it coming undone like that. So we have this in this position so that we can fold this up. And I think I have the feet. The feet need to be in like this. I have the feet wrong from the get-go. But we're going to fold this up, and there's a tab here that's going to go into this slot so that we can get that going on, and that works. And then this is going to go in at the end. Then we need to work on this upper area, and it's just getting everything just a little bit right. I don't know, there's like some minor little adjustments that need to get made. We are going to fold this out, get this ready to go, and then this is going to come down with the arms into here. All right, so they'll come together sort of like this. And that's why it kind of looks, the arm moved a little bit on me. They'll move like that. Then I'm going to move all this up here and kind of connect it. So I need his head popped off. I think, do we have to turn his head? If so, that's really tight. So it fits in there just right. I think that's what has to happen there. And then there's tabs on the sides, tabs on the top. And then we have to adjust this. Push this into here so we can get that all adjusted. And then we're almost there with it because there's some tabs here that need to go into the slots on the arms. And there it goes. There it goes. Here's this. I think I will need to clean that up a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm right on this though. The head needs to be forward or backward. I don't know if it really makes a difference or not, but I'm going to mess around with this just a little bit more and we'll have a look at it. All right, now for this guy, we do pretty much similar kind of thing. Let's flip the waist piece up, fold these tabs in, and then hips out to the side. And then we're going to do the feet, the lower legs. What we do over here, fold this in, and then flip this around this direction, fold, and fold, like so. And then this is going to come up and tab in, which I don't know why. My joints are really tight on this, so that folds up and in, and then this goes into here. Same thing on the other side for the most part. Open this, fold that, flip this around, fold this down and down and up into here. Get this double joint going on in here so that that can tab in and this can go into place. And we have this set up for what's this going to tab in like so. So slightly different lower legs, not exactly the same. Okay, now we're going to kind of pull this up and get this opened up. Pull this here out. And it's tight. You're going to fold it out, flip this around, and then this is going to come down and tab into here. Sort of tab in, kind of just hold into place right there. And let's get all of it aligned. There it goes. Then we're going to fold these pieces in. And then we're going to fold these legs up and then tab them in to the slots. And then we're going to push this into here like so. And then same thing on the other side. Since it's kind of a double joint, you need to use the extra movement in here to make sure it aligns right, to tab in, and then fold this piece here in Second one's going to be a little harder because it's got a little resistance against the first one, I think, but that's going to work. Now it's kind of interesting here. You kind of have, I don't know if you guys know what the Power Lords is, but Power Lords toy line, they have these weird looking kind of creatures. They're huge too. They're very expensive, but they have kind of like a tread like this and a upper body torso. All right, so we need to do some stuff with the arms here. So we need to open it up, fold the hands in, and it's funny because straighten that hand out, put it in, close it up. Maybe I'm needing to rotate it another direction for it to close up better. There it goes. And then we are going to position it like so it could tab in. Same thing over here on this side. Open it up. I guess we'll just go ahead and rotate it around that direction. Makes it go in a little easier. Come on. This should be the absolute easiest part of any transformation. Putting the hands in, and then I think we rotate it like so. So we get it ready to tab in. This is got a bit of a slider for the head. All right, now I believe we do some rotation right here. Yeah, I think that's right. I do think it's lined just right. So we are going to do the next step, and we want to kind of fold this thing down and align it just right. And yes, I'm leaving that on there because I'm going to show it can be done with it still on there. I hope. I hope. Fold this up, fold this out. See, get it just right. And then this is going to fold in on itself right here. Come on. Okay, so there's a little tab. I don't even know if the camera's picking it up, but you have to make sure this piece here is flattened out so that the shoulder will all go inside like so. And we're doing it from this angle, and a part fell off there. And then once that shoulder is inside, then this whole armature piece, and that needs to stay down, and this is going to come over it like so. So when you get to this point, you're going to tab it in, and I have the arms positioned incorrectly. You need to rotate them to where you can have this slot on the inside, and then there's that tab. And I got to tell you, that tab is way bigger than the slot. So tabbing it in is going to be a lot of work on this. I don't know. That was, it's really tight. It just doesn't look like it's meant to fit very well. But then you fold this over like so, and this over like so, and then you're pretty much done with your alt mode. But yeah, I had that wrong. Now it's fixed. All right, so looking at these guys in their alt mode, I think that they look very good, very solid in their alt modes, and not really horrible transformations overall, but making sure everything's tabbed in when you're done, of course. And yeah, it looks pretty good. There's some paint right here, and that's probably all the paint that's on this whole entire thing, but in the alt mode, the rest of it's kind of hidden up in there from the bot mode. You do have some articulation in this, which is pretty good. You can have him move around side to side like this, and so that's pretty good also. And then that's not much to say. You got a little smokestack up here, just not a whole lot you can say about this guy. This one over here, even less even less color in it. You can see a little purple shining through right there, but not a whole lot. Pretty clean overall. Yeah, pretty clean. Guess I was wrong. I was trying to make these two things tab into those two slots up there, and that doesn't need to happen, I guess. So I guess it looks like it should, but it doesn't need to happen. But there's not much to do with this. A little bit of articulation here. They slide, not roll. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into comparisons and then get into the combine mode. All right, starting out with the comparisons, we are going to see New Age Magic Square, I think. I think that's what's going on right there, but I don't have a whole lot in alt mode to compare it to. Not a big deal, but let's see what it looks like next to some G1. Next to G1, the G1s looked good always. These are my junkers. This is broken and stuff, but you just get the idea, size and scale. I just don't want to tear apart one of my combined. Man, the G1 one if you get one G1 one standing pretty good, you don't want to mess that up. But this is how they look, kind of scale and aesthetic wise. I was just talking to my son about this. I really think the original G1 started as the alt mode when they were making them as Diaclone and all the other different lines they were making, but they started as a vehicle and then kind of worked their way backwards to figure out how to turn it into a robot. That's why the vehicles look good and the robots don't look as good. All right, now to get them into their combined mode segments, you need to disconnect this and then reconnect it like this. Get a good solid connection on it so it doesn't fall off or anything. And so fold it up like so. Then you're going to rotate this whole segment here. And I actually kind of think that it's kind of cool the way it transforms upper and lower body, so you can do this just fine. Now this is the one you're going to need right here, and you can slot it in so it's like a double slot in kind of deal, and it's in there pretty good. That's nice. Now the drill thing, I think that it's supposed to be like a mode or something. I don't know. I think there was some sort of intention with that, but it means nothing to me. So let's move this out. Oh, that's nice and tight. Nice and tight. Let me get that off camera. So I don't know, I just had to kind of reposition this a little bit to get it out. I think this finger back here was hanging up on it. I don't know. Pain to get that one out, but then you're gonna have fully articulated hands, which is nice. Feel good, look good, and you have an arm and you have articulation right here. Then you're gonna need to pop this out like that, nice and easy. Keep everything together, and that's gonna connect. That's gonna connect. Then we have this one over here. So slightly a little bit different on this one. So what you're gonna do on this one is open it up, pop that up, and then you're gonna slide this in like so. Is that how it's gonna go? I guess it doesn't really matter. Then you're gonna put it back down, and then you're gonna pop this out, which you don't even really need a spudger unless you are like me and you just popped everything out. That sucks. Anyway, it's out. And to get the hand out. That one, is this one easier? Come on. See, it's just kind of hanging up. As it's, I hate to use tools, man. It's not cool to have to use a tool. But I think the fingers are hanging up in there. And I always worry about that with pretty much all of these type of transformations, is fingers hanging up inside these. But there it goes. There's the hand. There's the arm. Ready to go. Yeah, looking pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick comparison to the New Age, and they feel like about the same size for the most part, but New Age has much more vibrant colors. These are a little bit more muted. The greens are pretty close. It's the, well, these have black instead of that vibrant kind of a purple there, but yeah, that's how it looks so far, shaping up. It's going to be nice. I can't wait to compare them both side by side, but I think they're both going to be great sets overall, but that's where we're at so far. And if you care, the same comparison to Hulky. This thing's gonna Hulk over Hulky. I like the color of green on that. Actually, I think that's the best color green on a Devastator so far in the Legend scale. Alright, so here we are with the second of the two sets. I'm pretty pleased with this one so far, and we've got the arms and the legs. Now we need to torso and just build it. That set should be coming pretty soon, probably in the next month or so. I look forward to getting this done, but I did get to shows you. I'm going to have a link down below where you can get yours, but I'm curious what you guys think. Are you in on any of these sets? And if you know anything about Magic Square, if you don't buy it now, when it sells out, it is going to be a long time till they reissue it. They might not even do another reissue for a really, really long time. I'm surprised. It took them a year to get a second set going, and with that, I'm having a little bit of fun with this. Well, a little bit. There's transformations on this are better than the transformations on those, but I'm curious what's coming for the next one. I guess maybe I should have a look at what's coming. But Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Tony Your Hanger out.
Hook to Megatron. Come in, Megatron.
They built Crystal City.
Here we are. We'll start with the inner wall.
The foundation of the North Wall needs shoring up.
Then I better not keep you.
Constructicons, let's go to work.